Are you considering buying a new home, but you're a bit unsure of which city is the best fit for you? Well, living in Sterling, Virginia could be a game changer for your financial future. I've gathered data from multiple sources and personal experiences to give you a comprehensive look at the cost of living in Sterling. In this video, we'll explore the various expenses of Sterling, hidden costs, transportation, and a variety of other aspects to the cost of living in Sterling. Hi, I'm Mary Ellen, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Redefined.RealEstate. Stick around until the end of the video for a special bonus money-saving tip that could be a real lifesaver if you decide to move to Sterling, Virginia. So let's get to it. So let's start off with some of the most significant expenses and what you can expect moving to Sterling. It might seem like an obvious point, but when you move, there are costs that you just can't avoid, like housing, transportation, groceries, utilities, etc. If you're thinking about moving, it's really important to prioritize those housing costs. This is where most of your money, unfortunately, is going to go. So here's the downside. Housing prices here in Sterling are about 69% higher than the national average, and just in the last 2 years have gone up by about 2%, bringing the average to a little over $600,000. But it's worth noting that utilities are 2% more affordable here than the national average. Sterling residents spend about $208 per month on electricity and only around $65 a month on their water bills. Unfortunately, groceries are also around 10% higher than the national average, with things like ground beef at $6 a pound and gallons of milk at $4. These are the basics that you absolutely need to consider when you plan on moving to Virginia, but these costs aren't the only thing. What are the hidden costs that could catch you off guard in Sterling? The costs I just mentioned are the basics. Honestly, residents would be lucky if that was all they had to consider. There are just many hidden costs that a lot of people just don't talk about. For instance, let's say you want to buy a home valued at around $650,000. First and foremost, let's take into consideration the property taxes in Loudoun County. Even if we're at a set rate of 1%, this means that on your home valued at $650,000, you can expect to pay about $6,500 in property taxes each year. Every home has its quirks. Even if it seems perfect when you first buy it, it's a good idea to set aside 1 to 4% of your home's cost for maintenance each year. So again, for that same $650,000 home, you can hope to get away with $6,500 in maintenance, but as you can imagine, it can go quite higher than that. And then there are homeowners associations, HOAs. It may not all be your favorite place to be, but there are definitely ones in Sterling that you could take advantage of with great amenities that could cost you another $100 to $300 in just HOA fees on a monthly basis as well. Next, let's explore some additional expenses that you may not have considered. For example, what are typical transportation costs in Sterling, Virginia? Unless you are lucky enough to work from home, you will be commuting to work or even just out to get your groceries or anything else you need. In short, you do not stay at home all the time, and that isn't always free. There are two situations here. Either you have a car or you don't. In the case of the latter, there are multiple public transportation options. For example, the Loudoun County Transit bus service, where bus fares can vary based on your route. If you're heading to other places like Roslyn, Crystal City, Pentagon, Washington, D.C., you'll pay $10 for a Smart Trip card or $11 if you're paying with cash. There are other services like the Fairfax Connector, which provides local bus services within Sterling and express routes to major areas like Tyson's Corner, but all of them more or less cost about the same. Now, if you have a car, gas prices in Sterling do actually align with the national average. Transportation in Sterling, Virginia is about 18% costlier than the national average. And other than public transportation, it's mainly accounted for with insurance costs. Auto insurance costs are about $89 per month for minimum coverage and up to $150 a month for more coverage. So what additional expenses should be taken into consideration? In Sterling, Virginia, healthcare costs vary, offering both savings and slight increases compared to national average. For example, visiting an optometrist costs about 27% less than what you'd pay elsewhere in the country. But on the flip side, ibuprofen is a bit pricier, actually costs 8% more than the national average here in sterling. Despite these differences, healthcare in sterling is generally more affordable, with overall costs being 3% lower than the national average. It's definitely an expense category you'll want to keep in mind when considering a move here. Now that you have a grasp of the cost of living and ways to save money here in Sterling, Virginia, you're pretty well prepared. But what about other aspects of life here, like the quality of education, outdoor activities, and the overall lifestyle? To help you get a complete picture, I recommend checking out my video where I discuss the pros and cons of living in Sterling, Virginia. Another expense to keep in mind is entertainment, which we have in abundance in Sterling. For dining out in Sterling, I have some top picks you'll love. Sweetwater Tavern offers fantastic beer and delicious Southwestern dishes. The Bungalow Lake House is great for American food with a fun sports bar vibe and outdoor seating. And don't miss Casa Tequila Bar and Grill. They have the best margaritas. Sterling also has plenty of local entertainment options like movies, events, shopping, gyms, etc. Prices can vary, so to be sure to check your local listings for the latest details. And what about the job market in Sterling? A client recently asked me if they should move to Sterling. After discussing the pros and the cons, they mentioned that they don't mind the high cost of living as long as there's a strong job market. With a population growth of over 30,000 in the last decade, it's clear that jobs and average pay are top priorities for most residents. In Sterling, Virginia, we boast a vibrant job market with over 40,000 positions spanning various industries, including tech, retail, security, and software development. Opportunities range from warehouse associates to software engineers. Salaries in Sterling can vary widely as well, from $12 per hour to an annual salary of over $200,000. While the high living costs may seem daunting, many residents manage to thrive. You might be wondering if there are ways to save money in Sterling as well. Here's how you can do it. First, create a detailed budget to track your spending and prioritize the essentials. Look for local deals, discounts, and loyalty programs at grocery stores and restaurants. Plus, there are so many wonderful free events in our area throughout the year. If you want to learn more about life in Sterling, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on social media so you don't miss any future updates. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and share it with your family and friends. Once again, I'm Mary Ellen, and this is Redefined Real Estate, where we take the nonsense out of real estate. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next video.